This is the Glenn Beck Program.
This one. Go ahead.
University of Virginia psychologist Tim Wilson just came out with a study that people would rather give themselves an electric shock than sit and think. And now they're developing the hypotheses of why that is. 67% of men, 25% of women, I just read it, 67% of men, if you put them in a room and you say, there's nothing to do here, but here's this electric shock, okay, and it hurts. They would rather give themselves an electric shock than just sit and think.
Is it possible they're thinking as they're giving themselves electric shock? So in other words, they're thinking, what the hell is wrong with me?
Right.
I mean, what does that say? Honestly, what does that say? What does that say about?
You know what it does? It does indicate that we're living in a moment. I mean, it's always been that way. If you think about Buddhism, Buddhism said your mind is so active, you always want to do something, you always be on a go, that you can sit down and think. Think about people who have a prayer tradition, okay? Prayer means you have to step out. You have to step away. You have to step away from doing something. You have to reflect. You have to pray into something. So most wisdom traditions and religions said there needs to be time in which you're not thinking. You're not doing. You're actually thinking. Just thinking about what life is about.
Well, it doesn't.
And I don't care if it's meditation or prayer.
Look here. Let me go to pop culture. It's Doc Brown when he hits himself when he's shaving, and he hits himself shaving, and that's when he comes up with the flux capacitor. He has been trying to figure this out for a long time, but it's when he is down,
right,
that he's like, I've got it,
right,
and I think that's the way most great things happen. You work and you work and you work and you work, and then it just stews in you for a while. And then all of a sudden, when you're not doing something, all of a sudden it distills, and you're like, there it is. That's it. Can you explain, we were talking earlier this morning, before we went on the air, about, and by the way, this is Rabbi Irwin Kula, a good dear friend of mine. He was explaining why... The power of no. The power of no.
As opposed to the power of now, the power of no. Well, I mean, this is my theory. I think if we just think about how we raise children, we think about our lives, it turns out that the most important word in our vocabulary to learn so that we can be ethical and moral people is no. For a long time, we've known, and then in last decade and a half, almost all psychologists have proved that our reason follows our passions, okay? In other words, we have impulses, we have desires, and they flow up very quickly. Our anger, our lust, our greed, I want that. I want to eat that piece of pizza. Those wants and desires flow up. Those impulses flow up. And the key to being a healthy, moral, flourishing, happy person is actually being able to say the very simple word, no. But it kind of relates to just thinking for a second, We have to be able to say, is this what I really need? Is this who I really want to be? And it turns out Freud said something very, very important about this. Freud's wrong about a lot of things, but he's right about this, that what you have to learn how to do, what we all have to learn how to do then is to feel a little discontent, because I want that slice of pizza, but my cholesterol's at 200. I want that slice of pizza. I really want it. It smells good. And my passion, my desire says yes, 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 yes. But it turns out if I could say no, I will be healthier.